We're getting a whole lot of data about how students learn and how they interact with these platforms. And then what we can do is use that analytics to understand the processes of learning, then feed that back into design of good courses. My name's Mike Sharples. I'm Emeritus Professor of Education Technology at the Open University in the UK. And my background is in how you design effective learning using digital technologies. The new generation that are coming along are pretty comfortable with technology, particularly personal technology such as smartphones. They're probably less comfortable with how you can learn effectively with technology. What we've got to do is to start from what they do best, which is socializing online, learning with other people, exchanging ideas with other people, bringing their own perspectives. We can start from that experience that they have and then bring in aspects of learning. So how can you use those social media tools to learn effectively? How can you find the right resources? How can you judge what's good, what's fake? How can you do scholarship online? That's an exciting prospect because it brings another dimension into what learners already bring to university education. Machine learning and AI have been around for some time now, but they've had a resurgence, particularly around machine learning and learning analytics. So as learners go into online platforms, we're getting a whole lot of data about how students learn and how they interact with these platforms. And then what we can do is use that analytics to understand the processes of learning and then feed that back into design of good courses. So we can feed it back in a number of different ways. We can work out how effective learning can be optimized. What are the best strategies? What are the best pathways to design new courses? But also you can feed it back to the learner themselves. So through open learner models, so that the learners can see how they are progressing in relation to other learners, how they're satisfying their goals. And then the last area, which is probably the most exciting, is predictive analytics. And in predictive analytics, you look at what the learners are doing during the first few weeks of a course and then predict how they're going to then continue on, whether they're going to pass, whether they're going to fail, where they need help, where they need extra support. And that predictive analytics can be used really to intervene very directly to support the students, so being fed back to teachers, to academics, and then fed back to the learners themselves so that they can know what they need to do to improve their learning. We do need to experiment with the new tools and techniques. We do need to try out what's coming along the line from companies such as Google and Microsoft. But have the driving coming from pedagogy, and by pedagogy I mean the theory and practice of teaching, learning and assessment. If you start from the pedagogy, you start from the principles and practices of good learning, and then you bring in the technology, that's a good way to develop and to enhance learning. I think the next big change is going to be around unbundling and disaggregated education. A university can be a bundle of different services and opportunities. You can bring in services and opportunities from outside, from other universities, so you can have courses from a number of different universities that are combined. And from a student's perspective, it means that they're not just going to a university for 3 years, but they may be engaging with a number of different higher education services throughout a lifetime. Students will come back from the workplace for top up with micro-credentials, with short courses, and so we need to look on it as a continual engagement. It's not the case that students are just going to go into a single workplace. They're going to be changing their careers probably every 5 to 10 years. And we need to be continually engaging with students as they develop the skills for the future. RMIT really is a world leader in digital transformation, in online and blended learning, in micro-credentials. I think the opportunity for RMIT now is to take some of the great developments, the great innovations that you are working on and work with other people. So see RMIT as a leader in this space and starting to develop the standards and the connections that make it a global partner, not just a leader.